What's up, Vinyl Community? Cliff the Vinyl Cheapskate here. Finally getting around to the Punk Vinyl Tag. Meant to do this weekend. Keep getting caught up in life stuff. Not getting a chance to do it. So now, finally getting around to Tommy's Punk Vinyl Tag 2024. This is the vinyl tag I always look forward to the most. Not gonna lie, it's my favorite one. Always get a good group of people doing it. My favorite group in the vinyl community, all the punk guys. So, cheers to everybody that's already done a video. I watched a couple. Great stuff all around. And yeah, I've been meaning to do this for over a month. I had the rainwater incident in my basement, and we're looking to get that fixed soon. But you know, it's put back together enough for me to sit down here, listen to some harsh D beat, and talk to you fellas. But yeah, let's get this shit started, man. So, I got Tommy's little list right here. Tommy's list of, as Mike from Colin Power called it, Tommy's list of demands. So, first one, show the dirtiest, loudest, most pissed record of 2023. So, what we're listening to now is one of the dirtiest, most pissed records I picked up in 2023. So that's the Skit Class. This freaking thing. I hate this new light. Skit Class. Greatest Shits. Just a comp of like their EPs. Just super mean sounding Japanese punk stuff. But it's Japanese guys playing Swedish style Mangle punk. But great band. Great band. Super killer shit on this. Yeah. So that's what we're listening to right now. But the one I picked for the most dirty and what do you say, dirtiest, most pissed off punk record, this new Rat Cage record. Rat Cage, a one-man operation from the UK, just consistently putting out killer, harsh, hardcore punk. Kind of UK 82, but a little meaner. Really, really good shit. If you haven't checked out Rat Cage, it's definitely worth a listen. La Vida Es en Muse. This was one I waited for and grabbed it. I thought it was on red, but yeah. It's a black vinyl. La Vida Es en Muse. Newest Rat Cage record. I can't recommend it enough. It's freaking excellent. So yeah, that's the dirtiest, most pissed off punk record in 2023 for me, at least. And one more, this new Bib record. I know I showed this last time, but this shit rules. Super flangy, dirty, kind of psychedelic D-beat stuff. But yeah, this is from 2024. This could be my most pissed off one from 2024. Show a reissue or a compilation. I'm going to show the reissue of this Severed Head Estate LP. The Tables Will Turn, and It's You Who's Gonna Suffer. Great D-beat stuff. State of Fear, classic. This is the second edition of a compilation collection that they put out. They put it out in 2 editions. This is like their 7 inches and EPs, and this is their full length reissued this year, of course. So, great stuff. Jason Styles is a beast of a punk rock player. So, check it out if you get a chance. Great stuff. State of Fear reissues for my reissues. I'm showing a couple things that I think I might have shown in another video recently, but it's some of the stuff that was my favorite stuff from this year. So, show a punk band that made a comeback in 2023. They at least announced this album in 2023. The Pissed is Risen. This is my favorite record of 2024 so far. It's just so much good nostalgia and done so right and well. Love this record. But yeah, this is my comeback band that made a comeback in 2023. They played a couple shows in 2023. They literally just played their reunion show last weekend. So Pissed has risen. Show a record from 1984. I picked a Stone Cold classic, Black Flag, Slip It In. Great record. Awesome songs like Slip It In, Black Coffee. They're just obliteration. They're all great. Just Stone Cold, killer record all the way through. People who say, "Oh, I only like Keith Morris or Dez on vocals," they're full of shit. Because you know what? They're great too, but Henry Rollins pretty awesome vocalist. Like, you're kidding yourself if you tell yourself he's not. Man, that was a short side of that LP. I'll be right back. Alright, where are we at? 1984. Next is DB Crust Punk and Roll record. I picked one. How would I not show this? But I picked one that's all three. Inepsy, City Weapons LP. One of the best that ever did it. Canadian punk and rollers, like second coming of Motorhead here, and Discharge. Butted heads, made killer records. Their other one after this, No Speed Limit for Destruction, actually has a lot of Thin Lizzy vibes to it, but I picked this one because this one I got this year, and it was one of my favorite purchases of the year. Was this City Weapons LP. Actually, this is probably going to go on after this, so keep an ear out for this. This is killer DB rock and roll punk stuff. This was on Feral Ward, early 2000s. I actually got to see this band once, the only time they came to the United States, so pretty sick. Actually, I actually got to see them also in Canada, now that I think about it. I remember I was pretty drunk, so I almost forgot. Live record. You know, give me 2 seconds. I'm moving my records over here, so I'll have to stop. Keep getting off screen. Alright. Next up. Punk live concert record. I pulled another one. Stone Cold classic band. Poison Idea, Young Lords. This is very early Poison Idea stuff. Look at these guys. They're just babies in here. Look at Jerry Only, man. Look at Pig. Youngins, dude. But this is cool. It's a little bit of a filthy production, but I kind of like that about it. Came with this sick poster, and I like the whole Blue Note like artwork going on there. I think it's kind of cool. I know some people probably think it's corny, but I like it. Came with a sick poster. This will get hung up in the main key in the record dungeon eventually. But this one came with a nice little. It's got like a nice little booklet on the inside here. Yeah. Good stuff, man. This one's on. Did I get a colored version? No. Black vinyl, but it's got like the Blue Note labels. Sick stuff, man. Very good stuff. I was excited to pick this up. I picked this up and I picked up the one that Richie showed too. But I watched it and I already pulled these. I was like, oh man, Richie just showed his. What am I gonna do? I just did it anyway. Sorry, Richie. I know you showed the Black Flag record I pulled too. We'll do that later. Show a colored vinyl record that looks like vomit. I knew this one looked like vomit. It's a reissue of Man is the Bastard, Call for Consciousness, and Our Earth's Blood. Both 7 inches by Man is the Bastard, but it's got a pretty pukey vinyl color. So that's why I picked this one. And I just picked it up. Love Man is the Bastard. Some power violence stuff here. Really harsh, bass heavy. Excellent shit. I'm not used to this like standing up thing I'm doing right now. So it's like I keep walking too close to the phone here. Alright, now I pulled a couple for this one. Show a record with a leather jacket. This one's got a skull too. But this one's leather jacket and a skull. This also has a leather jacket and a skull, a little more modern. Tarantula, ex-Kulu. Very good, like, DB rock and roll punk. Check this band out if you haven't. They're really good. Tarantula. And I had to pull one finished one for Tommy. Risk-to-Tat. HC Revival, 82 and 83. But this has got to do with the Mohawk and to do with the leather jacket. Let's see, can I squeeze a skull out of there somewhere? Let's see, maybe on the back. Nah, no skulls. But that's alright. Mohawk and leather jacket, good enough. Some Finnish hardcore for Tommy. Next up is DIY mixtape. Now, DIY style tape or mixtape. I pulled both. I pulled this mixtape, Life. You're Going to Die Anyway. Great name for a mixtape. But this is from the Metal Punk Mixtape Exchange. I do this with a bunch of guys on Instagram. But this one's got Life on a punk side. So it's got Channel 3, Agent Orange, Circle Jerks, Fear, Stiff Little Fingers, Flesh Eaters, Black Flag. On the metal side, it's got like Excel, says Hatebreed on it, Flotsam and Jetsam. But yeah, good stuff. Metal Punk Mixtape Exchange, it's a good time. I've got a little collection of these going. And most of them are more metal tinged, so that's why I picked this one. This one had more punk in it, and this one had half punk, half metal, so decided to go with that one. And the one I picked for DIY style, this is definitely DIY, the Diz Donut demo by the VC's very own Mike at Uncommon Pallor. This is a single man project that he did. Love this tape. Drum Machine DB, one man project, great stuff. Mikey did a good job. But he also sent me this tape with no cover, and I found the cover, but then his next VCLT, he photocopied me a cover, so totally DIY. Excellent stuff. Awesome stuff. But yeah, Punk Book. I grabbed this one because it was sitting on my bookshelf right there, and I saw it, and I picked it up at the thrift store for 50 cents. So that's this Rip It Up and Start Again, post-punk, 78 to 1984. It's a cool book. I actually haven't read it, but it's got a lot of history on Joy Division, Gang of Four, Talking Heads, Devo. You know, all those post bands that can be considered post-punk. And it's kind of like a history type deal. So, cool stuff. I look forward to sitting down and reading this. But yeah, I figured I picked this up for 50 cents. It's a little beat up, too. Makes it extra punk. But yeah, cool book. Book for the punks. Mostly UK stuff. There's a little bit of American stuff in there, but it looks like it's mostly UK stuff they're talking about on that one. Next up. Me Too or Punk 2. These guys were out a little earlier than the Me Too movement, but their main thing is that, like feminist, taking down your oppressors, Poison Girls. Hex, I don't know any band that would embody the Me Too movement more than Poison Girls. Great band, anarcho-punk stuff, all on, I believe they were on Crass Records at a time. But yeah, sick. Poison Girls, Hex. But yeah, couldn't think of a better band that could represent that movement better than them. Alright. Next up, band from another genre that represents a punk attitude. And one band that really popped to mind, and this is another one that I got recently, Twisted Sister. Under the Blade's great album. This one actually has a little punk. It's definitely heavy metal band, but they definitely heavy metal, hard rock. But they have a heavy, kind of they've got a punk attitude, but they kind of have a punk sound a little bit on this album at least. So I pulled another one, one of the originals with the punk attitude, Johnny Cash. Man played in prisons because he felt like he identified more with the downtrodden, and wanted to give the boys a good show. Great stuff. And I should have pulled San Quentin because San Quentin had the prison ride at the end. But yeah, Johnny Cash, definitely one of the original dudes with a punk attitude. Even though they played country music, he was still singing about bringing up the downtrodden and beaten down all the time. Probably one of the best lyricists in the game right here, Johnny Cash. But yeah, that one had to get put in there. Johnny Cash. And Twisted Sister, man. These guys actually fought the man against censorship and really did emphasize a punk attitude. I know they were in it to make some money, so there was a little capitalist gain there, but still, can't go wrong with that. They were just like, fuck you, we're gonna dress how we want, do what we want. Definitely punk attitude on those ones. But yeah, they're my pulls for bands with a punk attitude that were from a different genre. Most different and why in the hell? Alright, so I typically don't get repeat albums of bands, and these guys are borderline punk. They're like kind of punk metal mixed all together. But I went with these two Dystopia, with the Dystopia records. I've got 2 copies of each of these. And here's the reason why. I've got the originals of these two here. And they're great. Love them. Definitely not getting rid of them. But then I also bought these Tank Crimes reissues. But here's why. The Tank Crimes reissues have an extra disc on each of them of other stuff. One's got a bunch of comp tracks and live tracks. One's got the EPs that I don't own on here, and it was the cheapest way for me to get them. So this is basically, these two here are basically like a complete discography, minus the third album, which I also own that too. So that's why I have copies of this. I don't really buy doubles, so I don't have ones where I have more than two copies of the same record. So that's why that's the best I can do, Tommy. I'm sorry. President or leader. Next couple are 7 inches. Pick this Reagan SS just because I like the artwork. I think it's a cool, sweaty representation of, and it's got cool split color on there. But yeah, I just think this is cool. Reagan SS and John Brown's Army. Split 7-inch. I wanted to do a rare one, a weird one that somebody didn't show before, so I thought maybe this was the one. Reagan SS, kind of fastcore. They're a little on the mediocre side, but they're not bad. Really fast punk rock stuff, like snotty, fast punk stuff. Good stuff, though. Show one that's a punk band half your age, and it's going to lead into my next one. The Rejects. These guys are young guys from Boston. I'm pretty sure they're young guys from Boston. But they only have this one 7-inch out. This is great, like, not really D-beat, but like kind of UK82 and D-beat and punk rock and roll type of mixed. Really great, fast, vicious, hardcore punk. Definitely check this out. Keep an eye out for these guys because they're very good. This is on No Norms Records, which is one of my favorite labels / distros right now. Heard me talk about them a million times, I'm sure. But Rejects. Young boys keeping it real. Next up is one of a release I've been waiting for. This new Chisel LP is a release I've been waiting for. And Chisel's also young guys. They're younger guys, probably, maybe not half my age, but they're younger guys. Killing it right now. Great punk rock, oi, rock and roll-y type stuff. Really good. Their earlier stuff is very reminiscent of like early Blitz type stuff. So really good. And they got a great attitude on them. Really enjoying this band, dude. This came out this year too. That's why I pulled this one. And this is just to say talk about the Chisel, not Mess. But Mess is awesome too. Another young band doing kind of Blitzy worship type stuff. But this is an excellent split. If you could find this Mess Chisel split, awesome stuff. Punk lyrics that inspired me in 2024. Now, some of this is not so much the lyrics because it's in Spanish and I can't understand it, but this is great anthemic rock and roll-y punk stuff. Castillo from California. I thought they were Spanish, but I think they're from California. And I've showed this before too. But this has got excellent lyrics, great sing-along songs, excellent stuff. So Castillo would be the one I'm picking for inspiring lyrics. Never turned my back on society. Society turned its back on me. Zounds, Curse of the Zounds. There's an album I can sing along to 90% of the songs on here. It's this. Zounds. Just completely excellent anarcho-punk stuff. This came out in early 81, but every song on here is freaking chock full of like banger lyrics. Probably one of my favorites of all time right here. When I was a baby, my mommy told me if I was a bad boy, daddy would scold me. Oh yeah. Who was on the window ledge? Was he jumped or was he pushed? Yeah, great stuff. I know what's funny is I used to do punk lyrics and now, or punk rock, sing for punk bands, and now I'm embarrassed to do it in front of you guys. So I need a bigger crowd. I feel weird doing it by myself in the basement. But yeah, Zounds, probably one of the best albums, lyric-wise, in all of punk, truthfully. But yeah, Zounds, Curse of the Zounds. And record that shows the state of the punk, of the vinyl community. I don't know, I'm gonna go pull a random one. Let's just go from here. Meat Puppets Mirage. It's all an illusion. Nothing's real. It's all fake. It's a blind spot in your psyche. I don't know, man. Maybe that's the state of the vinyl community. It's all mirage because they keep shoving these dumbass. It's all mirage because the vinyl community is the punk community, the real vinyl community, and those other guys are just floating over the top. I don't know. I'm pulling this shit out of my ass. But anyway, thanks guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Vinyl Tag 2024. Tommy, thanks for putting it on. Cheers.